Well, well, well. What a wonderful day to be alive. Kitty, I see you. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to exclaim loudly. Sinuses clearing up. No bouts of heavy coughing. A brother feel good today. A brother feel good. But it's time to get started. We got a brand new chapter of Solo Leveling Ragnarok here. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yeah! Peoples, Kyushu92 here. Welcome back to more Solo Leveling Ragnarok! I am so glad to be here. I just got done reacting to the episode of Bleach, so I gotta edit that once I'm done with today's reaction. But I am glad that I get to exclaim loudly for all of you. Whatever I was going down with was coming down with. I'm just like, yes! It's good to be back in top form! Also, Ravi, it's good to see you, my friend. I hope life has been treating you all well. I haven't been at 100% because I had like a sore throat and heavy congestion, but I've been clearing my sinuses out, and I've been taking, I wouldn't say I've taken medicine, but I've been getting all those, my OJ in, and been drinking tea, and just been regularly flushing my system out, and it has done wonders. So I am just so happy to be here for all of you today. Let's begin, shall we? In the last episode, last chapter, they call it episodes here, so I'm still kind of correct. In the last chapter, we had Suho speaking to Essel about what happened to House Radaru in the Demon Realm, and how after Jin didn't show up for such a long period of time, there were many demons in the Demon Realm that saw the Shadow Monarch as, as an adversary. And the House Radaru, which swore to serve and be loyal to Jin, they were basically they were basically caught up in a war against all the demons who didn't want to serve Jin. And in the process, the royal family of House Radaru was pretty much almost all extinguished, except for Essel, who managed to get away, because these demons saw, like, okay, we're going to use stardust, the same man-made substance, the same drug enhancement that we've seen people use. The same thing. While it doesn't affect high-ranking demons, lower-ranked demons are boosted by this, and this is what allowed a lot of other clans and a lot of other families to pretty much buck up against House Radaru, and which all pretty much led it to ruin. So Essel was the only one to really get out, because not only were they using stardust to beef up their own powers, but they were also consuming royal family blood, Essel's blood as well, in order to gain even more power. So Essel is pretty much left very, very and severely weakened by this whole ordeal, and she doesn't have the power that she used to. So now it's like there's nothing. She's at wit's end. And while she's saying this, Suho says, like, thank you for being loyal to my father. Let's go ahead and get your house back to where it was, right? And then we get the notification. Notification! The last surviving demon royal, Essel Radaru, expresses her gratitude to you. Literally calling her the heir of the white flame. The heir of Baron. Y'all remember Baron, right? Yeah. But we begin this chapter with notification. The last surviving demon royal, Essel Radaru, expresses her gratitude to you. Will you accept the heir of the white flame as your companion? Yes or no? And while Essel is telling him this whole thing, while they're in the Shadow Realm right now, Suho is looking like, Essel is one of the heirs of the monarchs?
Young master?
And Essel is while she was crying her eyes out due to Suho saying, like, let's get your house back to the way it was, she opens her eyes and wipes a tear and she's looking confused at him.
The last surviving demon royal, Essel Radaru, expresses her gratitude to you.
Is she the heir because all the other demon royals are dead? Except...
You have accepted the heir of the White Flame as your companion. Due to the bond you formed with the heir of the White Flame, Bond skill has been activated. Bond skill, the Demonic Strike. Charge percentage. The heir of the White Flame will be able to transfer her energy to you, which can be used to deliver one powerful fatal strike.
And then, Essel notices, and she goes like,
Huh? Where did this status window come from?
Oh, I guess my companions can see the system's notifications too. I didn't know because... It's still there, but I'm getting all of it out. No, I guess my companions can see the system's notifications too. I didn't know because Gray can't speak.
Young master? Does that mean...
Yep. Essel, or the heir of the White Flame, has become my companion.
I'm the heir of the White Flame?
Solo Leveling RAGNAROK! Chapter 20. And now we're here with Suho, Gray, Brokey, and Essel, as they're just standing at a dead end in the Shadow Realm City. Well then, how about we try out our new bond skill? Are you ready, Essel?
Yes, young master. Notification. Bond skill. The Demonic Strike has been activated.
And a big old flame just shoots out of Essel. Woo! Her whole body gets enveloped in like this white flame, and her hair goes white and flame-like, just like Baron's. And while she's in this state, she conjures up what looks to be like this dark orb that also is enveloping power around Suho, enveloping like black and red lightning around Suho's hand. Whoa. So this is the bond skill I share with Essel. And Essel kind of falls behind him with her hair going back to its normal purple state again. And she's surprised. While Suho goes, well, Suho is the one who's surprised, going, Essel? And Essel looks completely haggard, like her cheeks are sunken in, she has dark circles under her eyes.
My apologies. The bond skill sapped all my energy.
Oh, okay. You should just rest for now. And then Suho gulps as he still has this demonic strike like in his hand. So this skill focuses all of Essel's power into one massive strike. It's gonna deal some serious damage. And he clenches his fists.
I can't believe there's a skill that allows me to transfer all my strength to the young master. I bet this is gonna be a total game changer.
And then Suho goes to, oh, I know why they were standing in front of the building. It wasn't a dead end. They were just going to use one of these buildings as a punching bag. And he goes in front of the building they were standing in front of, and he punches it. And it just leaves a small crack in the wall, leaving both Baru and Suho kind of like, huh?
I don't think that was any different from your usual strike, master. I don't think that was any different from your usual strike, young master.
This isn't anything like the bond skill I share with Gray. And Gray, being smug, he's snickering, looking at Essel like he's got that Muttley face like, you know that wheezing laugh Muttley has from like Dick Dastardly and Muttley. He just looking smug at Essel and he's just snickering. And Essel looks kind of like,
that's it? I traded in all my strength for that?
Maybe it's because it's at 0% charge. But there aren't any instructions on how I'm supposed to charge this skill, so I don't know what to do.
May I make a request, young master?
Yes?
May I eat the demon corpses we brought to the Shadow Dungeon?
No, I brought them here to make shadow warriors out of them.
Oh, I forgot that you never tried shadow extraction on a demon before. Why don't you give it a try now, young master?
I think this nasal congestion that I'm still trying to get out of my system is helping me with my Beru voice. But Suho goes over to the 3 demon bros that try to give him trouble in Soul Station and goes, Okiro. Arise.
Notification. This mana has been corrupted. Shadow extraction is not possible.
It's telling me that I can't turn them into shadow warriors because their mana has been corrupted.
Your father was also unable to use shadow extraction on demons with tainted souls. That's why his authority over the demon realm was established through a deal, like the one he made with the RAGNAROK.
I guess they're no use to me then. Enjoy, Beru.
Thank you, young master!
And Essel is just slumped up on the wall. Thinking,
Demon souls are considered tainted? How mean!
Here, you'll feel better after drinking this potion. And, Suho's trying to be nice and help her out.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I've been so useless. Now that I think about it, I suppose
you'll need a place to stay. Feel free to make this urban area your home.
Are you sure, young master?
Notification. An area of the Shadow Dungeon has been designated as the White Flames territory. Essel Ranaru has been designated as the master of the White Flames territory.
We're a team now, so don't worry about it. Ah! And then someone screams out, and it's Beru, and Suho looks over and goes, Beru, what's wrong?
Young master, I found information on the Apostle of Interim in these demons' memories!
Yo, hey, let's go! Information on Interim! And I guess time passes. Hard to think that I'm just now getting to the halfway point of this. It feels like it's been so long already. But Essel, Gray, Brokey, they're all sitting down as Beru goes,
Well then, I, Beru, will share everything I saw in those demons' memories. But first, there are 2 things you all should know. Number 1, Stardust has spread to Earth. And number 2, the Mistburns are magical beasts that come from the outer realm.
Stardust has spread beyond the demon realm?
She doesn't know that Stardust is being manufactured in the real world for other hunters to use because of that one Lee guy. Mistburns are monsters from the outer realm?
I don't know whether this is a mere coincidence or not, but the 3 demons in Brokey all have some connection to the Hyena Guild of Guanak Field.
Guanak Field. Gwanak.
All have some connection to the Hyena Guild of Guanak Field. The 2 had made a deal. The Hyena Guild supplied the demons with humans, and the demons used those humans to make Stardust after turning them into Mistburns. Stardust is currently being manufactured at numerous other locations, which are referred to as Stardust factories. Let's summarize what we know so far. There is the Hyena Guild, which used to be a supplier of kidnapped humans, and the Reaper Guild, which is in charge of distributing those humans to the factories. And finally, there are factories, where those humans are used to make Stardust. I am sure that Interim is the common link between all 3 of these groups. They are the ones pulling the strings.
So this is all connected to Interim's plans to invade Earth.
I also learned of the human who is the mastermind behind the Stardust industry.
A human?
The apostles of Iterim are hiding somewhere on Earth. I have found out that a human has been assisting them. A human named...
Pardon me. It was right there.
A human named Li Ming Sung. He is the vice president of the Reaper Guild.
Yep. Lee.
I believe he is the one who will be able to lead us to the apostles of Iterim.
And then we just cut away. He just basically says like, yeah, Lee Min Sung, he's the dude in charge of this. In charge of this. If we get to him, we get to find out more about Iterim. Just like we have a target. We have a target. But now we're outside of a building where it shows like a whole bunch of reporters outside, and they got cameras and everything. Huh? There he is! It's Lee Min Sung! And Lee is walking outside with his bodyguards. Dude looks tired. Look at those frown lines. Look at those bags. Like, he looks tired. But everyone's taking his picture. Mr. Lee, could we get a word from you? What are the results of the Hunters Association's investigation?
The investigation is finished. I have been cleared of all charges, just as expected.
Is it true? Is it true that you had no idea that the Hyena Guild was kidnapping people, even though your guild was their sponsor? And another thing, there have been many hunter casualties at the field dungeon at Soul Station, which is under the Reaper's jurisdiction. Would you care to comment on this? And Lee just starts kind of sweating a little bit, and he goes,
Ever since 2 years ago, after the great cataclysm that changed our world, our guild has been working tirelessly to fight the forces of chaos.
Ah, PR speak.
We sponsored the Hyena Guild because we wanted to help them grow. They were a small guild of mostly D-rank hunters. We hoped they could grow to better serve our community. It goes the same with Soul Station Field. We thought that by opening it up to other guilds, we could provide newer hunters an opportunity to gain valuable experience. We didn't realize that our good intentions could have such tragic consequences.
Yep, trying to appeal to the better nature of the individuals to make it seem like, oh no, it's not all that bad. Oh no, I was secretly rooting for you all along. We've seen this done so many times, and it's still being done now.
If only I had been more attentive.
Ah, the Jake Paul tears. Or is it Logan Paul tears? I think it's Jake Paul. Tears. You know, the I have made a severe lapse of judgment tears. You know, he's got the YouTuber apology tears. The YouTuber crying tears on.
If only I had been more attentive. I could have prevented the loss of all those innocent lives.
You know who else does this? Crying on camera in order to seem sympathetic? Homelander.
I apologize for the harm that we have caused.
And he's looking... It was all an act. Like, we already knew. We already knew this. But, you know, it's an act as he's walking in front of everyone, knowing good and well that people would have cameras to have his crying face on paper, so they're like,
oh, he didn't know. He had absolutely no idea what was going on. Oh, we should excuse him. And all charges have been excused. That just proves that he's here for the people. He's here for you.
Like, this is how you manipulate people. This is how you do it. And people won't catch on because news reporters in this world are not all that bright. If what he's saying is true, isn't the Reaper Guild the victim here? Playing on sympathy.
Right. Even the Hunters Association couldn't find evidence that they were guilty of anything. I didn't know that the Reaper Guild was behind.
Darn you, coughing!
I didn't know that the Reaper Guild was behind all those charitable acts. It almost sounds like he's a hero.
Now, right here, while his back is turned and no one can see his face, he's got the most evil, smug smile. It's all like, oh It's all like, oh no, he's a victim here, and he's looking like. He's got the most smug, evil smile I have ever seen. Loki would like this guy. Like Tom Hiddleston, he would love the face of this guy. But he's just smiling, knowing that he's won the public over. Putting on a show like that is nothing for me. I used to be a movie star after all. You still got it, Ming Sung. As for the Hunters Association. Oh, and it's Wu. You may leave now. I didn't expect that old coot to let me off that easily. If this is Wu, he's not letting you off easily because he doesn't suspect something. He's letting you off because he knows you're going to do something else, and he's just waiting for you to slip up. Wu is smart. But that's just me assuming. Well, no matter. It didn't look like the Hunters Association had any idea that I was a mastermind behind the Stardust market. And while they're walking, we got someone leaning up against a pillar in this area. And it's Suho, who's been secretly watching Lee this whole time. So that's Lee Min-sung. What do you think, Barrow? Do you feel the aura of Iterum from him? I don't, young master. So does that mean that he's not being controlled by Iterum? That's right, young master. Well, I guess there's only one way to be sure. And for some odd reason, they gave Suho, I don't know if I just noticed this because I was looking at his finger, but for some reason they gave Suho a very long fingernail in this. They gave Suho a very long fingernail in this panel. Like it is out there. Like his thumbnail is short, not like mine because my fingernails are weird. But his fingernail, like his index finger, he's got like a long nail for some reason. Like it's long for some reason. I don't know why. Well, I guess there's only one way to be sure. You mustn't, young master. I have seen you defeat many powerful enemies. But this time, I, Barrow, must stop you even if it costs me my life. The mana I feel from that human Lee Min-sung. And Lee immediately spins his head around, eyes red and lit up. Because he's looking in the direction of where Suho is supposed to be, but Suho is, not there. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. It's not something that you can handle right now. And it shows Lee getting in his car, looking just as smug as ever. Lee Min-sung, A-rank hunter. To be continued. Suho is not ready to take on Lee just yet. All right, okay. That was a good chapter. Apologies for me coughing. Apologies for me coughing, but that was a good chapter. They're not in this one either, bro. You did a little too well. Are you talking about the fake crying? Like, do you mean that? I'm sorry. I didn't think it was gonna be all that good due to my nasal congestion, and it just feels weird. Like, you have that little pressure up here, but not really pressure. It's just like this space up here just feels off. It just felt like that. So apologies if it just seemed a little bit weird. But overall, yeah, it was all yeah. It's just like that. It's all like, how could you? We had no idea. Oh no! Oh, he's innocent. He's not guilty. Oh, he's done right by the people this entire time. The Reaper Guild is good. Like, it's just like that. So now we have a target. It's one thing also, CDs, yo, it's good to see you. It's one thing to realize that, well, it's one thing that we got Essel, who's created a bond with Suho, and now Suho gets the bond skill Demonic Strike, which seems weak right now, but we all know it's gonna get stronger in the future. And mind you, it's no different from Suho's regular punch, but he surmises that it's not really strong right now due to the fact that it only has like a 0% charge on it. So that's one thing. And we also learn that Suho is unable to turn the demons into shadow soldiers because their mana is considered tainted, which kind of bothers Essel bothers Essel. But we also find a connection that Lee Min Sung has a connection between all of these individuals, the demons, the Stardust, and the Mistburns as well, because he's pretty much created a monopoly on that, making it so that people who get kidnapped get turned into Mistburns, which can then get developed into Stardust, which means, and due to Essel's surprise of the Stardust making its way into like the human world, she realizes like, oh, it's not in the demon realm anymore. It's in the real world with the humans. Okay, that's one thing. Then we also find out that Lee, not only is Lee like one of the biggest leading factors on getting information for Iterim, but we also learn that he's an A-rank hunter. And even though Suho was ready to like, okay, let me go up again, there's only one way to get this information out of him. And Bear was all like, no, you don't want to do that. The mana I'm feeling from this dude is not something you can handle right now. Meaning that Lee is beyond what Suho can currently deal with right now. Mind you, he's dealt with a whole bunch of different creatures. He's even helped defeat demons, even though they were pretty much low-ranking demons. He's managed to get through those. But Lee being an A-rank hunter is something that Suho is not on the level for quite yet. And it does show that even Lee's presence is intimidating, because as soon as he spun around to try and see if anyone was listening to him or watching him, which was what Suho was doing when Lee was having those interviews with all those reporters, Suho immediately hid because it's all like, yeah, I can't mess with him. But now we have a target, Lee Min Sung, and his connection to Iterim. Oh, what a beautiful morning! Overall, I did enjoy this chapter, and I'm looking forward to the next one. I have so many questions as to what's going to happen to Suho and how much stronger he's going to get in order to eventually, at some point, confront Lee Min Sung. This will be not only the first, but also second time that Lee Min Sung has to deal with someone from the Sung family. Sung Suho, Sung Jinwoo, from the Sung family. First time was with Jin, where he got upstaged by the fact that Jin is vastly superior to him. What Jin been up to? Jin has been fighting the rulers out there in space somewhere. At least that's what Beru told us. He's out there in space fighting these basically Galactus-level individuals. And I said individuals as in plural. He's dealing with them right now. We have no idea where Cha Hei-yin is. Jin is fighting Galactus Celestials out in space. And Suho's dealing with all the nonsense of dumb people trying to do stuff when Jin ain't around. Because you know for a fact that if Jin was on Earth, ain't nobody gonna be able to do nothing without him knowing. Dude in the original timeline was capable of sensing a person halfway across the world. When the Fang Monarch, the Beast Monarch tried to run from him, Jin just stood there, sensed where he was, and just teleported right over to him. I'm still so upset that Solo Leveling Arise is a phone-only game and PC. It bothers me to no end. But I'm not going to prattle on. Overall, I like this chapter because we got some more exposition, some helpful and useful exposition. The connections. He be smacking lots of people into the ground, of course. And due to his overwhelming strength, it is literally him just taking 2 fingers and just popping people in the forehead with enough force to crater a mountain. So you know, yeah. Overall, I can't wait. I love this, okay? I was, I'm not going to say I was in the group of, like, that wondering, like, how are we going to recapture the greatness that was Solo Leveling, because I haven't read a ton of manhwa. The only ones I've read have been The Beginning After the End, Solo Leveling, and now Solo Leveling Ragnarok. But for me personally, Solo Leveling stands out as one of the best manhwa I have ever read, period. And honestly, getting a sequel series, not every series does well with sequels. But what I'm witnessing with this is I'm enjoying it. I really am. And I can't wait to see what happens next. And if Kitty says, like, this is where things start getting real, oh, I can't wait. But we'll see. We'll see. Overall, yeah, those are my thoughts for today's reaction. I didn't want it to be too long because I still got to edit that Bleach episode and get that out to you guys. And once I'm done having lunch and I get everything done, we may have some time to check out that Black Myth Wukong update that dropped not too long ago and see what all they got in that new challenge mode update. What y'all think? I'm just saying, there's plenty of time for it. But I'm done for today, ladies and gentlemen, with reactions. All I can say to you, let's see. I will say this, and this isn't a spoiler, this is just a fact. They should not copy Solo Leveling. They shouldn't. They should do their own thing. They should just take the story that we got from Solo Leveling and just expand upon it. But don't try to make this like, okay, this is just Jin again, because this clearly is not the case. But yeah, I'm done for today. I got a cough, but I don't want to do it on stream again. So yeah. Overall, I enjoyed this chapter and I'm looking forward to the next one. But I'm done. Onimusha 4. Yeah, man, the Game Awards had some many good things. Lots of good things. But we'll talk about it later. I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. I couldn't help it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples. And seriously, thank you for everything you guys have ever done for me.